Right, so I've got one of these tool tubes, and it's good. I really like these tool tubes. Anyway, unfortunately, one of my caps came off. One of these came off, which screws onto the end. Now it probably wasn't tightened up enough. So anyway, this actually happened a long time ago. So I ended up buying this, which is a new one. I took the cap off, which is this one, and put it back onto my other one. So I've got this lovely new one here, but I don't have a lid for it. So that's where we come into here, and 3D printing and design. So I've been designing it for, over the course of a week, because you design it, you print it off the next day, you find out what's wrong with it, you redesign it. So, and I'm going to show my working because some of it is quite funny, I guess you could say. So here's the thing, and this is my first lid that I designed. I measured the diameter. Now, this is why you shouldn't design when tired. So I designed this lid. It's just a test print to see if I got the. If you can see there, there's the grooves. So I wanted to make sure that these grooves lined up and would actually screw on. So, like I said, this is the first design, and I only printed off a little ring to make sure it would. And of course, here we go. I went to screw it on, and yeah, that's called measuring the wrong diameter. On to attempt number 2. Attempt number 2 is this one. So it's exactly the same design, just upscaled a little bit more. So hopefully with this will now attach. And it's correct. And it attaches. Nice. So now I thought I'd upscale it to a slightly bigger one. This was all printed with using the last of my little filament, so that was all right. I didn't really care too much. So I wanted to print a full-size one, or a bigger one anyway, so I've got a slightly bigger one though. Very rough on top. Not happy with that, so I've redesigned it again, but I haven't got to that stage yet of printing it. But will this print on? Now, bear in mind that I wanted to print this the full length, so my next step is to print basically this bit. I wanted to print basically just that bit to cover up to here. So just, and then after that, after this bit's done, this is the hard bit, then the top bit, I can do whatever I want. I could have a nice big turn handle, I can put a spiral effect, any sort of color, I can do whatever. I can do whatever design I want on top, it'll, whatever I want. I could make my tube bigger. I could make, instead of having this dome shape, I can make it a flat, or come out wider, so giving me a bit more space. Anyway, this is the next design. Printed it off. Now this full thing took about 4 hours to print. It is quite, I guess it's decent size, but yeah, it's about a 4 hour print it was to do. And that was at quite a speedy setting, I'd say, as well. So I couldn't really go much faster than that. That's the fastest print, but it's only a test print, so it doesn't be perfect. However, when I went to tighten it up, I fall short, because how did I measure? Ow. So of course, realizing what I'd done, I had measured the entire width of this, which lines up with this perfectly. But of course, because I put the stopper around the edge, roughly, did a very rough stopper, as you can see, it's not completely straight, but I've tied it up in the redesign. Yeah, so I've extended the edges out now. So what I'm up to now is I've extended the edges out to the edge. I'm tidying up this whole bit so it's a bit more even, as you can see on, maybe you can see on this side. It's a bit harder to see on camera because it's black, but here there's a big old lip, so I need to sort that out. And this is where I'm up to now. So I'm going to increase the size of this, make it an actual bottle, then reprint it on my machine maybe tomorrow. Right, well this is going to be a 10-hour print or something. I have readjusted a few things again. I'm actually going to make the lid shorter than needed. I don't really want to make a full-size lid just yet. So this is going to be a slightly shorter lid. Still going to be a long print though to do. Going with 25% infill here. I've also designed a little Honda Cub logo to go on the top of the lid. So I've got a little bit of thing there. And I'm pretty sure that my fans are on the way out. So annoyingly, I might have to buy a new fan unit. Right, I'll tune back in later on see how this print is doing. It could fail at any moment. There could be a filament jam, this thing could get snagged. There's so much stuff that can go wrong during a 3D print, but it's relatively cheap. But this one's going to take, I think, 60 meters, which is quite a bit actually. I feel stupid. I might have messed this up big time. I added supports by accident because of that stupid... Anyway, because of the design I added supports. So it's added supports to the... which has increased the time, to the spiral thread, which I didn't need. Which is going to add a lot of time, me removing all the supports. What a pain. Anyway, how long left? Looks like I've got a few hours left. I reckon 2 hours left. This timer is never accurate, but hopefully that's done soon. Great. Let me just grab a knife. Let's get rid of this support. Whoop, let's get rid of this supports. Right, now that's all done. Moment of truth. So, will it screw on? Yes, yes it will. Although that's not... Oh, what? Yes. Because if it mounts to the bike sideways... But is that going to be right every time, I wonder? Oh. Okay. I think I even got the logo in the right way. Bonus, I guess. Now, I didn't go for the full size one. I've gone for a slightly shorter lid, but it still works. Okay, that's it. Good thing I had my goggles on, because quite a bit of mess was made from all of that support structures, which I only needed because of the bottom logo which I put on, which is quite nice. I do like the little cub logo. I could put any logo on there though, but it was just like, oh hang on, I can make it a bit nicer. It's had that, and then I realised after, when it was printing, I could have told it the bottom layer to be a different colour, so it just stood out a bit more. I could always print that off. Interestingly, I've managed to do it so that if I mount it to the left-hand side of a bike, the cub will be the correct way round. That's the problem though. You'd have to put the logo on the right way round as well. So yeah, it's a bit tricky to put a logo on. But I will have the STL file up available on the Patreon page for my Patreon supporters. Of course, it's got the cub logo in there as well. For the Patreon supporters who, you know, support this channel and stuff, the STL logo will be there for you to download. I know a couple of you out there have 3D printers, but yeah, that's it really. So that is a replacement thing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of my 3D creations, I guess, like, comment, whatever. And if not, I'll catch you in the next video.